Hi there, just read this disclaimer please. Hello there guys. So a little while ago I was asked why don't I have any bonds, or what do you think about bonds? I mean, as far as my portfolio is concerned, I don't really have bonds. The only time I have bonds is if Momentum just happens to put me in bonds, you know, the algorithm just puts me into bonds. I think the only other thing that has bonds, well, I don't own it yet, but Henderson High Income will have bonds if and when I eventually get into it. Merchants might have a few, and Murray International has some as well. That's the only exposure I have to bonds. So when I was asked the question, it was kind of, I didn't really know why not. It was more, I felt like it was an emotional thing. They don't excite me. So I've pondered it a little bit since I was asked that question, and I thought I'd just look at some data to see if I was being silly by ignoring bonds like I do. So what I've done is, what I did was, because I do appreciate the idea of like rebalancing. For instance, you could have something that rebalances once a year, like the life strategy. Well, not the 100% one, but the 80%, 60%, 40%. They rebalance I think it's every year. I do appreciate that, you know, if bonds do well for one period, it then rebalances back, and you're selling something that's gone up and you're buying something that's gone down, so it might improve performance. So thought what I'd do is I'd have a look at how these funds compare to each other, the 100, the 80. So what I've done is I've plotted. I can plot them there, but I found that the AIC's website plots them for a longer time span. Obviously, 1 month, to get it to plot, I've had to just put in one investment trust, randomly picked for City of London, because this is the AIC investors. It's about investment trusts, so you can't really get a plot unless you choose an investment trust to plot first and then compare it to these ones. So just obviously 1 month, the higher the bonds or the lower the shares, equity, sorry, the better it's done. That makes sense. We're in a bear market. Same for 3 months. Sorry, if you hover, it changes the number, but if you move off it, that gives you the whole 3 months performance. And obviously, the 100% equity one is the worst performer, and it all makes sense. And then if we go to 6 months, same story. Well, we don't care about year to date. 1 year, same story. Yeah, the higher the equity, the worse you're doing. 3 year. How far back do we have to go before FTSE 100? Sorry, the 100% one wins. Nope, same story for 3 years. 5 years. Right, so you only have to go back as far as 5 years, and the life strategy 100% is winning. Not by much. And that's right in the midst of a bear market. So this is kind of, well, I don't know, it probably will get worse from here, but it's a pretty unbiased time to choose this comparison. But hang on 1 sec. So if we go back to the day the funds started, 23rd of June 2011. 23rd of June 2011. That's as far back as we go, and as you can see, obviously, but the point is, the longer the time frame, the more likely it is that the 100% equity wins out, because obviously over the long term, equities tend to perform best over the long term. But obviously, if you have, the more shares you have, the lower the volatility. Like in times like over the past year, you'd be better off in this one. But to me, by reducing the volatility, you're also reducing the returns. And I think these things are good for people who don't like the volatility, who can't stomach it. But I seem to not care that much when things go down. I do think long term. I mean, to my detriment, really, with some of my picks. If I'd fought more short term with Woodford, I'd be a lot better off, wouldn't I? If I'd sold as soon as he started doing badly. But I'm happy to think long term about things, so I don't mind if I have short-term underperformance if it means that I can get to longer-term outperformance. So I need to go back to 2011 or something, don't I really? That's roughly right. I'd rather have that over the longer term. And if we change, like, if we'd gone 3 months earlier, this is in a bad time at the moment. If we'd gone 3 months earlier, that has an even bigger differential, up 139% compared to up, say, 99% if I'd gone for the 60. I couldn't imagine myself ever going below the 60% one. But obviously I don't own any of these, but I thought these were good funds to use as a comparison because they're a direct comparison of what level of bonds to have. Anyway, now the question is, if I'd done this analysis and the results had been different and the longer term results had actually been better for 60% equity, would I have changed my investment strategy? Who knows? Would I have even made this video if I'd found that? Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm happy living with the volatility in the end to get the longer term performance, I think. You can tell I'm not sounding too positive, am I? It's hard in these times. I can stomach it in these bad times, but it is difficult emotionally, I guess. But I'll stick through with this as my guide. 139%, and even in a bad time it's still higher than the other ones, and it's a whole nother question of whether I should move to passives. Whole nother question. Alright, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.